Viewer, hey viewer, whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're well. I noticed, I just looked at the app, there are 10 subscribers, unbelievably. So if you're one of those 10 people that's actually watched me prattle on and listened to my self-pity, thank you. Maybe get a hobby. Today I just wanted to talk about self-worth. I find it hard. I find it hard to see any in myself. I always have found it hard. And as my ADHD train rattles on, I obviously research. And when I say research, I mean I read stuff on the internet, which doesn't necessarily mean it's true. But you know, I've read certain things about how ADHD sufferers can suffer with low self-esteem and feelings of low self-worth just because when they were at school I probably had ADHD at school before it had a name, you know, before it was a recognised thing. So I would have just been not necessarily hyperactively naughty, I would have just been the guy that didn't do anything, that cheesed it, that could do better, which is exactly what my report said. Now I've totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, self-worth. Yeah, I read this thing saying that ADHD sufferers, as they grow up, they don't have self-worth, they don't have feelings of self-worth, and don't think highly of themselves just because of that when they're a kid, you know, whether they didn't get diagnosed or whether they did, up until they did, they were treated as either naughty or lazy or you know, all these things that it could present itself to as. And so you're kind of programmed as you grow up not to think much of yourself. And whether that's true or not, from my past, I totally don't have any self-worth. I don't have any feelings of self-worth. I think I'm useless. I don't do anything. I've said this to anyone. I'll say it to anyone who will listen. And I don't do it for sympathy. I just believe it. You know, I am ugly. I can't bear to look at myself. And I don't really do anything. Yeah, I've got a business that's running, but you know, I just do a lot of admin. That's not anything special. Anyone can do admin, and I'm sure they can do it more efficiently than I can. I'm not. I've said this before. You know, my friends, what there are of them, or acquaintances that I used to have. You know, there'd be this was the guy that did this stuff, and this guy was into this thing. You know, and this guy was the judo guy, or whatever. There's always such and such who, oh yeah, him who does that, who does that. Carl does nothing. What, you know, what am I? What do I do? And so that doesn't help with self-worth as well. But today, you know, not feeling that worthy. But we fight on, don't we? We have to. Because we have to.